So we've been talking about networking, and we've been talking about the different components that you find inside networks. So I thought that since I had some of these components lying around the lab, I'd show you some of these, let you get a look at what they actually what they look like in the flesh. So first is the hub. This is an Ethernet hub. These are hard to find. They don't make many of these anymore, but this is a hub. This is a 4-port hub. It's got 4 Ethernet jacks. You can plug 4 things in. And it's very simple what a hub does. It receives a packet on one port, and it just copies that out onto the other 3 ports. So it's just a repeater in that sense, and it's very dumb. And it's wasteful in terms of bandwidth, right? Because if you're sending a message from this port to this port, it doesn't need to appear on these 2 ports, but it does anyway. So there's extra traffic with a hub. A hub is very dumb and wasteful in terms of bandwidth. That's why you don't see them too much anymore. So that's a hub. Next up is a switch. This is a switch. It's a bigger switch than that hub. This switch has 16 ports instead of 4 that you saw in that hub, but the number of ports is variable. But this is smarter, so what it does is it receives packets on, say it receives a packet on this port. It doesn't just send out blindly to every other port. Instead, it learns over time which ports are connected to which IP addresses. So it can look at the packet header and determine which port it expects to see the destination on, and only send that message on that port. So if it receives something on this port, it looks at the header and says, oh, that device is on port 10, then it'll only send it out on this port, and that saves bandwidth. So that's a switch. This is a router. It's actually a wireless router, a Wi-Fi router. And it's got some lights on the front. You've seen these. You probably have one at home, or you've seen them on the wall in your office building or something like that. This is a router. On the back, it's got an antenna, since it's a wireless router. On the back, again, it's got Ethernet ports, same as the switch and the hub. One thing to notice about these 3 devices is that they are very similar. I mean, their interfaces are similar. They're just a bunch of Ethernet jacks, right, and some lights. Ethernet jacks and some lights. This one, Ethernet jacks and some lights. Now, this also has a wireless antenna because it's a wireless device, but generally these look basically the same, and they only differ in how they function and how they respond to messages and where they reflect messages to.